What's going on, you guys? My name is Lane, and welcome back to another episode here on the CraftWorks SMP. Wow, it's been a while since I've started an episode with that greeting. Anyway, let's get right into it. I recently received a message on Discord saying that something has been left here on my boat, and I kind of want to check that out. Oh, I guess that must be it. I kind of want to check that out. Let's see here. Okay, we have got a Scavenger Hunt. It looks like it's made by Jitterbug. Okay, let's check that out. So clue 1, you are challenged to a scavenger hunt. Feel free to consult other players, but try your best to complete as much as you can on your own, as the clues are trivia questions about your fellow crafters. The next clue can be found on the bounty board, and each clue will direct you to the home of a crafter. Use the next page to locate the clue inside the houses. All clues are at starter spawn homes. Okay, don't know why I struggled to read that there. Alright, and then we've got more clues here. Okay, so it looks like we've got a bit of a scavenger hunt on our hands. That's kind of cool. Wasn't really expecting that. I think that's kind of awesome. I've been wanting to do something like this on this server for a while anyway. So yeah, I think this said the bounty building is where we need to go. Yeah, the bounty board. All right, so I'm gonna fly over there and check that out real quick. Okay, here we are. Let's get up here and check this out. All right, it must be under this sign right here. Clue number 2. The next clue can be found at the home of someone with an old friend named Carta. Okay, so that sounds like Millie. If any of you have watched any of her videos, then you will know exactly who Carta is. And fortunately, I've been keeping up with her channel, so I know exactly where that is. I'm going to head over to Millie's fishing hut over here. Alright, I've made it over here. Let's see where it is. Is this it? Oh, wrong button. Okay, come on, Lane, get it together. Okay, clue 3. The next clue can be found in the home of someone who killed several sheep on their first day in CraftWorks. I actually don't remember who that is. I'm gonna have to look back through some of the videos and see about that one. Okay, so someone who killed multiple sheep on the first day of the CraftWorks server. That is, I'm not sure who that is. Hold on. Give me a minute. I've got to check out some of the other crafters videos and see who that was.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I've done some digging around, and I have it on pretty good authority that it was Toblox who killed multiple sheep. And yeah, so this is his starter house, and we just kind of have to look for the well, the next clue in here. And I think the hint says look to the right of a cauldron, so let's take a look at that. So I'm a little bit of an idiot, and I've been looking around for cauldrons, which there's only 3 here, and it's not here. I realized I was looking at the wrong clue. The one I need to be looking at is clue number 4, search near the cake, which happens to be right here. And the clue is right here. So let's pop that out and check that out. The next clue can be found at the home of someone who referred to their starter base as open plan living. I am not sure that I remember who that was. That might have been L, or that might have been... That, you know, I don't remember. It's been a while, okay? It's been a while. Don't judge me. Yeah, I'm gonna search around real quick. Alright, so it definitely was L that said that, and I think the clue said something about a fireplace for that one. Let's see here. Check by the fireplace. Yep, okay. Let's see here. This has to be pretty straightforward, right? Oh, yeah, right there. Gotta do this without burning the book or my toes. Alright, the next clue can be found at the home of someone who made an army of the other crafters with head and armor stands. I know exactly who that was, and that had to be Zinc, so let me get out of here and make my way over to his place. Alright, I've made my way over to Zinc, and I actually think I have a good view of the book right there. Let's get up there. Let's see what that says. Yep, clue number 6. The next clue can be found in the home of someone who named a frog after a prince in a well-known kids movie. Okay, that sounds like E if I've ever heard it. Let's see. Search near a table for 2. Okay, let's see what that is. Alright, it wasn't E. I just checked, and she doesn't even have a table for 2, so I don't know about that one. And she also doesn't... Really? It had a star rating now? She also doesn't have a table for 2 over there. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look around and see what I can find on that one. Alright, yet again I feel like an idiot because I was reading the wrong clue. The actual one that I should have been reading was clue number 7, which says, have you checked under the house? Hint, you may need to do something the player who owns this home is obsessed with. And if I know E, she's obsessed with playing with trapdoors. Mainly because, well, I know this because I am also obsessed with playing with trapdoors. We've done this way too often on the server. So I know that this probably should be under here. Yep, right here. All right, let's move this out of the way real quick. Yep, clue 7. The next clue can be found at the home of someone who has to save chickens that get stuck in mob farms because they feel too bad for them. This is Emmy. This is Emmy. If you've seen Imitator's latest video, then you will know exactly what this is talking about. So I'm on my way over to her place. Alright, here is Emmy's house, and let's see what our clue says about this. It says you may need to go in timeout. I don't know what that means. Emmy's timeout spot. Oh, that's right. Emmy has a timeout spot. I forgot about this. Oh, yep, it's down here. Okay, let's see. Alright, this clue says the next clue can be found in the home of someone with an axe named Choppy. Who has an axe named Choppy? I don't remember this one. You know, I really thought I knew some of these people that I have been playing with for a while now, and apparently I know nothing, because this is pretty basic information that I should know. So I have to remember who has an axe named Choppy. Alright, so this clue says the cows know things. And, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was stumped on this one because the only cows that I knew about were the ones over by Tobe's place, but that didn't make sense because we've already visited his house. And then I remembered that Nard actually has some cows out here. He's got his own little cow crusher over here, and I think that is what it is referring to. Yeah, it's right here. Alright, let's see what this has to say. Clue 9. The next clue can be found at the house of a player who is often lovingly called the incorrect name. I wonder who that could be. Alright, so the clue for this one says, just go as high as you can without placing blocks. Now, I'm going to level with you. I'm assuming this one is talking about me, considering I am known on this server also as Lucky Lance, and it looks like it's right here. Yep. So for the record, I am not Lucky Lance. I don't know who that character is, but he must also be devilishly handsome and very intelligent and good with redstone and basically all of the above, because we get mixed up quite a lot. So anyway, I've got clue number 10 right here. Let's see what that is. The next clue can be found at the house of the person who was Emmy's first PvP arena kill. Who was that? I'm gonna have to go back and watch my own videos now. So I do believe that leads me over here to Cube's house, and this one says this cat doesn't move much, does it? Okay, let's just kind of take a look around. Oh, there's the cat. And there's a book. Okay, easy enough. This next clue can be found at the home of a player who lost a loving pet named Paco. Or Paco, or whatever it is. And I know exactly who that is. That, I believe, is Impala. So we're going to go over to his place. Alright, I'm outside of Impala's house now, and we've got to check that clue real quick. And it says, you should ask the roomie. Now, if I remember right, Impala has a few villagers that are hidden downstairs, and I'm assuming that is what that is referring to. Okay, well, there's the villager. And there's the book. And clue 12. The next clue can be found at the home of someone who created a chicken mistake during the first days of CraftWorks. If I remember right, the chicken mistake was Archon Kai, I believe. So I need to go and check out his place. I'm not sure if it's talking about his old house or his pyramid. So I'm going to check out both. Alright, I'm at his pyramid. It said we needed to climb, so let's go up here and check this out. Okay, this is kind of funny. This is kind of funny, alright? I don't care who you are. You have to be able to appreciate that. Bass Pro Shops. That's great. Alright, so I found the book, and I'm pretty sure it's going to fall right down there. Nope, right here in my inventory. Cool. The next clue can be found in the home of someone who received the Shame Tato before the first Wither fight of the server. That is Oda. I remember giving him to that in the funniest fashion possible. If you guys didn't check out any of the Wither episodes that were featured on the channel, be sure to go and check them out, especially from E's perspective. She did such a great job at editing that. It was so much fun. So yeah, it should be here at Oda's place. Let me check his clue real quick. Alright, his clue says, find the heads that relate to what this person sells. Okay, so Oda sells a bunch of rabbit stuff. Not rabbit stuff. He sells bundles which uses rabbit hide and stuff like that. So I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Yep, I called it. This one says, The next clue can be found at the home of someone who was the supplier of carrots and potatoes during the end dragon fight. That is going to be Wishbone. The man was very persistent about us taking his carrots. Alright, we are now at Wishbone's place. Let's see where it says it should be. Alright, it says, is that a boat? That really is not giving a whole lot of information. Alright, it took some digging around, but I finally found the one over here at Wishbone's place. Let's see what it has to say. The next clue can be found in the home of someone who found the netherite upgrade during the first Bastion raid. I don't really remember. I want to say that one was Jitterbug, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, I've made my way over to her house now, and let's see what that clue has to say. Those chickens look like they might be stuck, so let's see here. I think that'll be in here somewhere, right? Oh, okay, right here. The treasure can be found 10 blocks north and 5 blocks below the place where it all began. Okay, so that is over here somewhere at spawn. Alright, so I just made my way over here to the starting crafting table. And for those of you... Sorry, I did not mean to anger you whatsoever. Whoops. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, this crafting table here, this was the very first one of the world. And it was placed right here, and Tobes came in and he put in this shrine around it and did an awesome job with that. And yeah, so this is the original one in the original spot. This is not moved from the spot whatsoever. So I went ahead and I found the treasure here. I just didn't want to spoil it for anybody else that's in the server that might be watching this video. I didn't want to just give away that location. I feel like they should have the fun of going through this as well and it not be spoiled for them. So yeah, I guess we are done with that, and now we can get on to the next part of today's video. Oh, and before I forget, the well, the treasure was a diamond block, which is great because I am broke. Which leads me right back over here to the Lazy Piglin, where I kind of want to discuss some things real quick. So, first of all, this shop has done surprisingly well. I've had to restock the blackstone a little bit, and I've run out of quartz, but that's because I was an idiot. Instead of putting in the actual quartz, I put in like the stacks of the quartz blocks, and yeah, I basically sold all the quartz I had. Which is an issue because the bartering farm is just a little bit slow. Well, it's not slow, but it's a bit unorganized, and I need to upgrade the bartering farm because, well, it's not the most efficient thing in the world. So it's not super slow. I will admit it's actually really, really fast, and I just have 2 chambers worth of it. The issue with it is that I have to manually sort everything, and that is that's something that I don't really enjoy having to do. It's very, very time consuming. And really, it probably takes longer to sort everything manually than it does for the farm to work. And, well, because of the sheet of bedrock that's up there, it's a whole mess. So instead, I need to make an upgrade, and I need to get all the resources together to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. I might even do a little bit of it on stream. So yeah, just enjoy this little bit of a montage of me getting resources together, and I will see you guys over there when I'm done. Alright, so I've got the materials together, and it's time to get started. And, well, there's a lot back here that needs to get removed. So I kind of made a super smelter here that I knew was going to be temporary, but I didn't realize would be in the way until after I realized how big of a thing I'm about to build. So that's got to get moved. Actually, this is probably just going to get taken down altogether. And then I've got to do something with all of these guys. I'll figure that out later on. We'll see what happens there. And the old Gasty boy up here that Impala left up here, that's got to go. So, yeah, I've got my work cut out for me. And, yeah, I think that's enough rambling. It's time to go ahead and get started. Cue the music. Alright, the build is finally done. It took me forever to get it finished, but this is the finished product, and it still needs a little bit more texturing and detailing to it, but I really, really love how this has come out. So let me just walk you through what I used here. I used a bunch of the end stone and a bunch of the prismarine stuff, as well as sandstone and the smooth sandstone, and I tried to add in a little bit more color to it by adding in the crimson trapdoors as windows, and then using mangrove for the roofs, which honestly I think that looks really, really good. And well, in the time lapse, you guys didn't see me do any of the lighting behind these trapdoors, but yeah, I had to go back and get a bunch more of the frog lights to do that. These towers were a little too dark until I did that, and I'm quite happy that I did go back and light them up. Up here is where things get a little interesting. So I kind of took a little note off of one of Flip's builds a couple months ago, where he basically upgraded his nether hub, and this is kind of a palette that he used. I used a ton of the frog lights down here, and I used the blue glass to cover it, and that also keeps all of this spawn proofed, which is exactly what we need. And that's where all the prismarine also comes in. It comes in as spawn proofing because that well, again, is completely necessary. And then I added in these areas. So these are supposed to basically resemble shops, and inside of these shops is going to be where I put the piglins in. And I'm thinking I'm going to have one in each area here. So there's going to be 2 inside of each of these. There will be a total of 8 chambers for the piglins. I don't know why I sounded so confused there. Basic math is not lost on me. Yeah, so that is kind of the goal. So in each of these sections, I'm going to have another chamber. Now, I know that there's plenty of room here for me to add a lot more piglins into it, but I'm, for one, not trying to lag out the server, and for 2, I'm not trying to spend 2 weeks over here putting together this thing. That's just not happening. And yeah, so these are supposed to kind of be like windows in front of shops for, well, window shopping. And I want to add in some of the armor stands and stuff around here to make it look like there's families and kids running through the area. This is supposed to look, weirdly enough, kind of like a city inside of a small kingdom or something. I have no idea. I really don't know what I was going for, but I threw it together and it looks cool. So just go with it, okay? This, all in all, took well over 4 shulkers worth of sandstone, end stone, and then a bunch of prismarine. It also used almost 2 full shulkers worth of the blue glass and the pearlescent frog lights, because well, I also had to light up the towers and everything. This was a massive headache. So again, I wanted to keep this central, just so I could, you know, easily get up and down from the gold farm should I need to. And it also makes sense that it's right underneath the gold farm, so this way I can just bring the gold down there, well, from up there down to here, so this way I can just restock in here, start up the farm, and go with it. Now, I also did leave a hole right here, just so I could get down here, which is where basically the heart and soul of all this is going to be. Those levers are for the redstone lamps. But what I'm thinking is down here, I want there to be the storage system, and it's going to be quite a big one. Actually, let me pull that up real quick. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. Right here, I'm going to have basically a big storage system. This is going to house basically all of the same items that the bartering farm upstairs was housing before. The only difference is the fire resistance potions and the water bottles, they will not be kept. They will be thrown in the trash, and I think I did the same for ender pearls. I don't remember, honestly, exactly how many this is and how many I kept and didn't keep. I need to look back at the list. But yeah, so all of the drops will be fed into this, and what I'm thinking is, since the piglins will be up there, basically in all of the areas where we have the jungle slabs, that's where they'll be, and the hopper chain will basically just be linked up around all of those and all the way around, and I hope that doesn't cause any lag in this area or around the server. If it does, then I'll figure something else out. Now, as you can see upstairs, I have yet to move in any of the piglins because, well, that's going to be a lot of work. And you might have even caught it at the beginning that I tried to save some of the piglins, and I did save a few of them, but it was a little bit dangerous trying to hold on to the rest of them, and these guys are not happy with me as it is. So what I'm thinking is we're just going to kind of feed off of this and move more in here manually. The other thing that I have to figure out is how I'm going to start up the farm. So I don't want to go into each and every room, flick a lever, and wait for it to do its thing. I want there to be one lever in each room that basically all does the same function, and that is to start up all of the farms all at once. And yeah, so I've got to figure out how to wire all of that up and try to get it going. And yeah, so you're basically getting an inside look as to how I come up with my own redstone stuff, because well, I don't know it just by you know, technical standards. I literally mess around until I find out, and that's basically how I just play this game in general, I guess. But anyway, I've rambled long enough. I'm going to get some of the other server members over here, and we're going to get ready to move in some of these piglins, and I will see you guys in a bit. Alright, so a brief update. It's been a few days since that last clip, and I have yet to move any of the piglins in whatsoever, but I have figured out the redstone, so I'm going to go down here and show you what I've done there. So this is going to look like a jumbled up mess, but it completely works, and that's what I was after. So I've got the sorting system right here, and it is all connected to these power sources up here. So if I turn on these levers up here, it powers this redstone dust, which powers these pistons, which powers all of the redstone that is around here, and it basically makes a big loop around the entire room, and it powers on all of the farms. So basically, I've got these other piston pushers over here that are powering each of the farms, and they are all individually connected. But they are not just individually connected to one power source. I mean, that would be too simple. I am a redstone genius after all, so I do have to overcomplicate things a little bit. It just is what it is. So on each of these, I have got levers to turn on the farm. And originally, this did create a bit of a problem. It basically made a giant clock that would not stop working. So to fix that, I installed a little piston pusher over here that will power on and off that big clock that it was making. So essentially, the redstone dust here will power this block when it's pushed out, making the signal basically circulate through the entire thing. And whenever I turn off the levers, they pull the block back, which cuts off the signal because there's nothing there that's powering that repeater. And I've also got each of the levers plugged right into that piston pusher. All 4 of them. I've got these down here for testing, so I can turn them on, and you can hear the clicking, and you can see that all of the redstone dust is powered, except for you know, some of it that's coming from the back end of these piston pushers, because only one of those needs to be on to activate all of it. And yeah, so you can hear that all of these clicks are happening, which means this farm is working. And then if I turn it off, it takes a second, but it does shut off, as you can see there. And this basically works for each of them. So if I do it over here, you'll hear it again, and then I turn it off, and then it is done. And up here, I actually have 4 levers installed in each of the rooms. I might try to make them look a little better. I'm not sure. You can even see where I started working with the armor stands in the meantime. But yeah, so I've set up the actual chamber stations for them, just without the actual walls and everything. Yeah, I've got one of these in each of the rooms, and so this way I know which lever is turned on to, you know, activate all of that. I've got the redstone lamps up here to let me know, so I don't have that issue, because I don't want to flick one of these on and then flick all of the other ones on and then maybe confused as to which one is well, the problem, you know, for turning it off. So yeah, that has been basically the highlight of the last few days. But I do think that is all for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to show your support by liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel if you are new. And don't forget to go follow me over on Twitch, as I occasionally stream over there from the CraftWorks server, from you know, other games as well. And yeah, I think that's just about it. My name is Lane, and I will see you guys next time.